Hello students, welcome to MJC Learning. I am Manju Dilip. Today I am going to start with 12th Standard Mathematics Paper 1 First Chapter Mathematical Logic Part 4. We already know that we already studied the topics which are truth table, tautology, contradiction in the previous lecture. So today we'll start with the topics logical equivalence, quantifier and quantified statements, types of quantified statements, dual, etc. First one, logical equivalence. Two statement patterns, say S1 and S2, are said to be equivalent if they have same truth values in their respective columns in their joint truth table. That means if S1 and S2 are two statement patterns, then their values are equivalent if both the column values are same. Symbolically, we can write it like this. If statement patterns S1 and S2 are equivalent, we write S1 is equivalent to S2 this way. De Morgan's law is important. While solving, we will apply this one. So, negation of P or Q is equivalent to negation P and negation Q. And negation of P and Q is equivalent to negation P or negation Q. So, negation symbol you have to give to both the statements, and the symbol is also changing. That is De Morgan law. Example, using truth table, prove that the following logical equivalences. So this is the question. Here, this is the statement pattern and right hand side. So this is S1 is equivalent to the right hand side fully is S2. So in S2, it is lengthy one. So statement pattern, this is first and this is second. Then you have to take negation. Then you will combine these two. Then after that, you will take the negation. So you can see through this truth table. P and Q are two statements here. So 4 rows are here. That is important. You have to check it that first. Then PQ values you already written here. Then we will start with P if and only if Q. So we have done all these values. Then in the right hand side, first one, it is lengthy one. So we have to start inside the square bracket. The left hand side is first one is P or Q, and there is negation of P and Q is the second statement pattern, but you have to find P and Q first, then you will apply negation, then you will find column number 5 and 6 is the combination in column number 7, and I have given A also for this. So we will combine these two with and. Then in the last column we can see negation or A is written because A is lengthy part. So I've given name to A. So this way you can solve. So in this one you are checking the truth value of these two statements. That means S1 and S2. So in column number 3 and 8 you can see P if and only if Q values are T, F, F, T, and in 8 it is T, F, F, T. So the column numbers values, column number 3 and 8 are identical. Therefore, you have to write the conclusion like this, the question again. Quantifiers and quantified statements. Quantifiers. Words there exist and for all are called quantifiers. There exist is called as existential quantifier and is denoted by the symbol there exist. For all is called as universal quantifier and is denoted by the symbol for all. Statements involving quantifiers are called quantified statements. That means when a statements, if you are applying quantifiers like there exist and for all, then it will become quantified statement. Types of quantifiers we already discussed now. Universal quantifier and existential quantifier. We'll discuss through example. Example is for all x belongs to n, x square is greater than 0. So here the quantifier used is for all. It is universal quantifier. So it is this statement is called universal quantified statement now, but you have to check the truth value of this one. Since x square is greater than 0 and x belongs to natural number, for all values we all know that x square must be greater than 0. So here I have taken only two values. X equal to 2, 2 square is equal to 4, that is greater than 0, correct? Then x is equal to minus 2, again minus 2 square is equal to 4 is greater than 0. So both the cases the value is true. Existential quantifier example is here. There exists x belongs to n such that x plus 5 equal to 7. So we applied in the statement x belongs to n such x belongs to n, x plus 5 equal to 7. There exists is the existential quantifier. When we are applying existential quantifier, you have to put such that word inside that. So there exists x belongs to n such that x plus 5 equal to 7. That means for at least one value of natural number is satisfying this condition. 2 plus 5 equal to 7. Remaining all values, it is not true. But for at least one value, that is x equal to 2, it is correct. That is why existential quantifier is easy. A statement quantified by universal quantifier for all is true if all objects in the collection is satisfy the condition. It is false if at least one object in the collection does not satisfy the condition. For at least one value is not satisfying, then universal quantifier is wrong. So false value either. A statement quantified by existential quantifier there exists is true if at least one object in the collection satisfies the condition. It is false if no one object in the collection satisfies the condition. So for at least one value, if it is satisfying, then you can say existential quantifier is true. But that one value is not also satisfying, then it is false. Example, if a equal to set 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12, these are the values given, and determine the truth value of each of the following. The first question is, there exists x belongs to a such that x minus 8 equal to 1. The given statement is an existential quantified statement. In the given set, 9 belongs to a. For at least one value, it is satisfying. So 9 minus 8 equal to 1. So the truth value of the given statement is true. Remaining all values, it is not satisfying. But for at least one value is satisfying. That is why the existential quantified statement is true. If a equal to set 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 12, determine the truth value of each of the following. For all x belongs to a, x square plus x is an even number. You have to check. This is universal quantified statement. So you have to check all the values of set A is satisfying this condition. So I have done all the values here. X equal to 3, x equal to 5, x equal to 7, x equal to 9, x equal to 11, x equal to 12, etc. So for all the values, it is satisfying because it is an even number. That is the condition given here. So 12, 30, 56, 90, 11, 132, 156, etc. are even numbers. Therefore, this universal quantified statement truth value is true. Use quantifiers to convert each of the following open sentences defined on set n into a true statement. So here it is x plus 5 equal to 7 is given. Definitely it is a open sentence. It is not a statement because it is incomplete. X belongs to which set is not given. So we can make open sentence by using quantifiers to statements. So here there exists x belongs to n such that x plus 5 equal to 7. So there exists is the quantifier applied here such that x plus 5 equal to 7. So it is true also because for x is equal to 2, this condition is satisfying. For at least one value is satisfying with this condition. So there exists x belongs to n such that x plus 5 equal to 7 is a true quantified statement. So x square greater than 0 we already discussed. Now it is a statement. It is not a statement. It is a open sentence here. If you are applying for all x belongs to n, x square greater than 0, then it will become universal quantified statement. And the truth value is 2 here. So x plus 3 less than 7. Here again we can apply existential quantifier to make this open sentence to existential quantified statement. There exists x belongs to n such that x plus 3 less than 7. It is a true statement. For x equal to 1, 2, 3, 3 values it is satisfying, remaining all values it will not satisfy, but for at least one value is satisfying, then it is a existential quantified statement. Next is dual. We use letters T and C to denote tautology and contradiction respectively. If two statements contain logical connectives like or and letters T and C, then they are said to be duals of each other if one of them is obtained from the other by interchanging or with and T with C. That means if you are interchanging or with the symbol and reverse also and with or, T with tautology with contradiction and contradiction with T. That means T with C and C with T. So we can go through these examples. Negation P or Q is the statement pattern given here. So dual is easy. While writing dual, you will not change the negation symbol and the statement also same. So negation P or is interchanged with and here and Q. T or P is the given statement and the dual is C and P. T tautology is interchanged with contradiction or is interchanged with and the statement as it is. T and Q. So tautology is interchanged with contradiction and symbol is interchanged with or and Q. The symbol negation is not changed while finding dual. Dual of a dual is the statement itself. If you are taking dual of the statement, first one, for example, this is the dual. If you are taking the dual of this statement again, you will get negation P or Q. That is the statement itself. Duality is mainly used in proving certain results in geometry. Now, some exercise questions for you. You can go through this. You have to solve it. Thank you.